Hello, beautiful beings. Just wishing you a happy new year. I don't know about you, but I stayed home alone and it was hilarious because I ended up with a power failure. So dealing with adversity at a time of year when people become very reflective. So many of you know that I do past life regression and I have my own technique, which perhaps is quite challenging for others in this field because I've done this work for such a long time, 22 years. So I see people talking about their past lives as we're going into 2024. But it's really about healing those past lives to the 0 point field, releasing any trauma, any negative beliefs, weaving between inner child, ancestral, past lives, and inner child, between lives. Between lives is a very powerful place, between lives. And I also see a lot of people using plant medicine or psychoactive drugs to have the same experience that I give people through guided journey work, that you don't need to take all these, plant medicines or drugs to have that experience. And when you're doing that with plant medicines, you're almost forcing yourself to have an experience that isn't natural, and that can often not end up that well for people. So in this new year, think about doing things organically. One of the things I'm really hot on and thrilled of is trying to eat as much organic food as possible and do things organically as much as possible, in a time when so many women are under so much pressure. And I get it, I'm a woman in my 50s, early 50s, but I see so many women now under pressure to have wrinkle-free faces, and they go about that in a very unnatural way through Botox. And I've got a beautiful book on face yoga that a friend gave me one Christmas, and there are so many things we can do to heal our faces, and our faces are always showing us where we're at, who we are. And I say that myself with eyes like a bullfrog at the moment because I've had some kind of reaction and my eyes are really swollen and blistered on my eyelids at the moment. So I see that in a different way. So I was actually quite happy to stay inside. And if you look out of the window, I've actually parked my car. I don't know if you can see it, just the edge of my car there, in a way so that my neighbour, who's a mechanic, can come and fix it. So I'm being grounded to a halt. So if you want to share in the comments what happened to you New Year's Eve, whether it was a positive or a reflective time or a negative time, mine ended up with a power failure just before midnight. So I laughed to myself because I thought, wow, I'm really grounded here. My car's not working. Nobody will fix your car around this time of year. I live in the middle of nowhere. There's no point in renting a car because there's nowhere really open in the middle of nowhere. You have to surrender to what is. My eyes are swollen up like a bullfrog. So I don't really want to go anywhere with eyes like this. I want to heal them and rest. The weather's not great, as you can see. Can you see out the window? Can you see the raindrops on the window? And here's my beautiful goddess statue. I've loved her for years. And she has a little gold baby in pyrite inside, and she's symbolizing not giving birth to a child, although that might be true for some of you. She's symbolizing the heart of our creativity, the womb of creation, which comes from here in all of us. That's the womb of our creation. And just look at that beautiful heart. I bought this many moons ago from Tiffany's in New York on 5th Avenue. So it's a Tiffany heart, symbolizing the light for the new birth of you and I. I love this time of year. And it might sound really weird. I also love adversity because I think when things are flowing really easily and beautifully, we don't find the deeper gifts and skills in ourselves. And I think in adversity, we are pushed to become creative, like I personally have procrastinated over my new website, and I understand the story of why I've done that, and I understand my distractions, and I have all these stories of I had bad experiences in the past with website developers when it wasn't as easy as it is now. I've had websites a very long time, and then I've had the distraction of my parents and other things outside of ourselves. So we have to forgive ourselves. And I think right now, today, really is a time of just forgiving yourself, focusing on the rebirth of you, that you're birthing anew. Just I have this saying, which you might find quite funny, which is chuck it in the fucky bucket and draw a line underneath it. Just draw a line underneath it and move forward. There are so many things that we can just move forward from. Don't procrastinate on ruminating over things. Just let them go with grace and love. Don't dwell on things. Everything that goes, what appears to be going wrong, is just a life lesson. It's another feather in your cap of wisdom. So see it in that way. It's how we frame things. Being alone is a gift to ourselves. Perhaps other people are wishing they were alone, because they're with people they're struggling to find compassion or understanding for, and they wish they were alone. You're feeling sorry for yourself, maybe because you are alone, or you feel you can't be with the people you want to be, or you're ruminating. You don't, like a client yesterday, she wasn't sure about her job, and we saw, as much as I was helping her online, we saw there was a deeper blockage. And I've known this lady a long time, so she's going to come to London next Saturday, because I'm seeing clients in person for my 2-hour deep regression sessions in Richmond in London next week. So she knows that, with the best will in the world, sometimes we're blocked, and sometimes that the work that I can offer people in person can get through those blockages like a bulldozer, because we're getting all that out of the way. And sometimes that isn't always possible online. Sometimes it is. But when we're on the run for our deep, deep shadow self, sometimes it's easier to do that work in person, because we can kind of unpeel those layers of the onion in a deeper way and get to the nitty gritty of the denial of self, because the wiser you are, the smarter you are, the more you can give yourself a run around. But when you can witness that you're giving yourself that run around, then you can kind of have what I call the cosmic giggle to yourself and go, okay, I get the cosmic giggle. I know what I'm doing. With the best will in the world, there are going to be times in our lives we're going to have challenges, times where we're going to procrastinate, times when things don't flow as beautifully and easily as they have in other times in our lives. And we just need to have that compassion and grace within ourselves for that. And it is quite a time of adversity and polarity right now. Trying to hold on to people or things or experiences that sort of are slipping away, or maybe meant to be slipping away for a reason. Let them go to something more benevolent. Oh, look, you can see my hand in the mirror of the glass there. Just let them slip away so that these new opportunities can come in. And I think it's sitting in the void that's quite difficult for people sometimes, when there's no physical evidence of the new reality showing itself, and it's being in that void. And I think this time of year often brings about the void of just being in the uncomfortableness of change before something more magical and positive comes in. But we are, sailing the ship of our own destiny. And as I say often, turning a ship around, because you are a ship, isn't always the most simplest of things. You have to kind of do a big circle sometimes to change. So having that compassion with yourself, and if you feel drawn to come and do a deeper session with me, weaving between your past lives, remember, we're healing the past life to the 0 point field. We're bringing any skills and gifts from the past life through into this lifetime, and we're releasing any negative beliefs that you've been carrying for millennia. And, if you get to the key lifetime, the key life, a lot of your other issues are replications of the key life. So when we get to that key life and release that, you know, the beliefs that you have there from, you know, whatever they are, if they're love, I will never love again, or, you know, it's not fair, when will it be my turn, or, you know, I'm bad with money, maybe that comes from a past life, you know, maybe it's an ancestral story with money, maybe there's a lot of guilt and shame you hold about things in life and you struggle with forgiving yourselves, or whether it's procrastination. I think on New Year's Day we just highlight all those things to ourselves, and it's a beautiful day because it gives us that space to breathe and to kind of reconsider, you know, what direction we're going to be the ship of the vessel we're sailing into the new year. So thank you all for joining me. If anybody wants to post a question, thank you, Sarah, Linda, I cannot, Vicky, Jenny, Marianne, I can just about read some of the names because my eye is so swollen. And again, you know, I'm like, oh, okay, this eye is swollen. What is it? Is it an allergy to something? You know, am I allergic to something? Is it linked to emotional stress? It may well be, you know. I have compassion with myself. As you all know, I spent a lot of Christmas with my dad, who is amazing for his age. And let me just show you this, because this is going to blow your mind. This is his everyday writing, and this is his writing for a 97-year-old. So just take a look at that writing for a 97-year-old. Amazing writing, isn't it, for a 97-year-old? And he's always written like that, you know. So even, you know, we look at these old people and think, wow, they're amazing. I don't think they make them like that anymore. But that doesn't mean they can't be challenging, you know, and they're used to being very stoic and stubborn and having everything their own way. And as much as we can love them, that doesn't mean it's easy for us to be around them 24/7. Same with you, with people in your life. It might not be a parent, might be a sibling, you know, you might find them very annoying, it might be an in-law, who knows what it is. Just have that compassion for yourself, that you're not a bad person in thinking those things and feeling those things. Just having that inner reflection. And now the energies on the planet are changing, and the polarities of, you know, different realities people are living are getting more and more extreme. And I don't think it's a year to, you know, try to convince anyone of anything. Just let them have their truth and their belief. And the other thing that I've spoken to people about over Christmas is people who have been naive and maybe invested in some Ponzi crypto schemes that have all fallen to the floor. Forgive yourself. You know, a lot of people invested in those times during the COVID times, and it's very sad. Some of you have lost a lot of money, but I think a lot of people were advised, don't put in what you weren't willing to lose. Some of the people who were running those schemes have maybe not acted with the most integrity towards the people who invested in their thing, and some people are very upset about it. But let that go for your own healing and benefit. You know, let whatever you've done with the best intention when you did something, let it go. Forgive yourself. You know, this is a new start now. You are the creator and manifester of all the abundance, all the skills and gifts. They're all inside you. Everything is inside you. And when you let go of these limiting beliefs, you can go into the magnificence of the totality of who you truly are. But, you know, it's riding a wave. Sometimes it'll be challenging. Sometimes it won't. Oh, I can't read your name. Amel Kremer. I just want to thank you for these wonderful reminders. Yeah, you know, that's the thing. It's just, you know, it takes you back to your center. You know, if you draw a cross on the floor and you stand in the middle, you're on the center. It just, you know, we can get drifted off course like a wind blown through Christmas. You know, maybe it's upset you because you were on your own, or maybe it's upset you because you've made big effort to be with family, and, you know, you make it like the Waltons in your head. It's going to be like the Waltons TV show. We're all going to get on. And actually, you know, real life isn't the Waltons. You know, for some people it is, and wonderful if it is. But if that isn't the case for you, you know, just have the compassion that we're all very, very different people. And unless you're in a family dynamic where you all think the same and you've stayed within that family dynamic, it's going to be challenging. It just is. That's what it is. It's challenging. So forgive yourself, have compassion with yourself, rest, regroup. You all have skills and gifts inside yourself that can manifest the abundance that you need to move forward. And some of you will have made naive, bad mistakes, or not valued the skills and gifts you have. Just regroup, rethink. I'm going to make a newsletter this evening. I'm resting my eyelids. I don't want the camera burning into my eyelids because they're so sore at the moment. But I know this will pass. I know my eyes will heal. But in the moment, I'm covered in a scaly rash looking like a bullfrog. And that's just it, you know. But I know it will heal. I know it will pass. So I send you all so much love, and just see if anyone's got anything else to say. No, but I'm glad that it's helped you center yourself and remind you of your gifts and skills. And if you do want to see me in person, obviously I'm in Glastonbury most of the time now. But I am online for sessions daily, and they're half an hour sessions. My website is glitching for some people and not glitching for others. And I am in Richmond next weekend in London, on the outskirts of London. Love Richmond, seeing one-to-one clients on Saturday the 6th, Sunday the 7th, and very early. I've got one session left Monday morning. They're 2-hour sessions. They're deep regression, weaving between past lives, inner child, ancestral, between lives. And I sing beautiful light language codes as well. I have 22 years experience doing this full time. Have a look on my YouTube channel as well. There's lots of videos there to help you at this time. So, and there are some free meditations on my website sign up as well. So sending you so much love. And, you know, I have belief in all of us that we're all extremely gifted and talented in a myriad of different ways. And we have many gifts and skills to share with the world and to be appreciated by the world. And some people need to learn powerful boundaries this year. Some people need to learn to let people in. Everybody has something different they need to learn. So sending you much love for 2024. So much love from me and the beautiful goddess statue of manifestation. So much love, and the heart of creation.